Have you ever been in that type of situation where you know absolutely everything is going well in your life and you know you should be feeling pretty good about it, but you don't? We're going to be talking about that in the No Comfort Zone. I'll see you on the inside.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Welcome back to the program. As I'm driving to work, I think I'm in a hardtop convertible right now podcasting, so we'll see how this edits out, see if I can get some of the sound out. So I apologize for the poor audio quality in advance, but hey, hope you're doing well, and I hope you truly are living outside of your comfort zone so you can get the most out of life. I had a decision to make. When I got in the car today, I'm like, you know what, I don't think I can actually put the message out because I'll be driving a convertible, but I said, you know what, I'll figure it a way and I'll just do it. Persistent and continuous action is to get you one step closer towards where it is you want to go in your life. But that's the funny thing is you're going on that journey from where you are to where you want to go. Some people can be and fall into a discontent. They're not happy with where they're going, and they look around and they want change, and the mundane starts to kick in, and average starts to settle, and some people start to think, is this all there is? Then they start to find fault. And when they find fault, they're going to get validated based on the people that they're hanging around. And then one thing will lead to another, and no matter what, your mind is going to find a way to be right, just so you know that. So unless you program it with the right things, you're going to either go towards success or towards failure. It's so that simple. Because whether you think you can or you can't, you're probably right, according to my man, Henry Ford. And in the big picture of things, I'm around a few different people, not just one or two or isolated incidences. I'm actually around people literally that are in my circle, very close to me, that are very unhappy with their working environment. They're not happy with the work environment. They're not happy with the level of work. And oh man, is this all there is? They're in that spot. And there's 3 people very specifically that I'm experiencing that with. 2 are in my family and 1 is just outside my family. But I find it interesting because these people are educated, have decided to go on a career path, have studied for a long time, and now are disenfranchised. Hell, this could happen with your job. This could happen with your relationship. This could happen with your life. Even when everything is going just fine. Everything is just good. The sun is out. The bills are paid. Kids are healthy. Everything is going great. You just find a place to be negative. You go to negative town. So why is that? I figured it out. It's what held me down for quite some time, and I know that I can help you. And if you listen, if you find yourself in a situation where you're like, you know what, I just need a shove in the right direction. I want to get to my goals, and I want to get to them quicker, and I need a little bit of help. I just need somebody to keep me on track. I'm that guy. Go to the NoComfortZone.com, get on the calendar, let me give you a call. We'll find out where you're at and where you want to go. It's just that simple. 20-minute phone call. If you're cool, do me a favor. Get on the calendar, and then I will give you a call. But if you're, I don't know what I want to do, and you're in that place, no need to get on the calendar because it's just a waste of time. It costs you nothing to do. It really doesn't. Just 20 minutes of your time. And it will be a reality check. We're going to find out where you're at and where you want to go. You're going to say, Dan, this is where I'm currently at, and this is where I want to go. What can you do for me? And then I'll lay out the blueprint. And it's that simple. But for a long time, it kept me down because I would get to this comfort zone. And next thing you know, based on what I was saying to myself, my self-talk, and the people I was hanging around, I ended up getting to a point where I was like, yeah, is this all there is? This kind of sucks. It's kind of boring. I should be grateful. I should be happy. Everything should be great. But would have, could have, should have, and you wind up in a pile of something don't smell very good. So I say to myself, what do I got to do to get out of this? I got to get uncomfortable. Now that sounds funny, but how do you do that? Well, break your pattern, break the routine, break normal. Just create a new normal. Get up earlier. Go to bed earlier. Whatever it is you need to do, you got to change some stuff. That was what I did. that was what I did. I needed to get more discipline in my sleep. Do you know I was an insomniac? Like legit had issues with sleeping where I would get like microbursts of sleep for a very short period of time. So much that I had to go see people for it, and they put me on medication, and then they took me off all the medication and wanted to, get to my, my natural sleep patterns. And that was hell. But then I figured it out, and I've been great ever since. Insomnia is no joke. I had it probably 15, 20 years ago when I was sobering up, and it was brutal. I think there was like a week's long time period where I just could not sleep, and it was messing with my mind. I was irritable, crabby. I was short-tempered, paranoid. I don't know. I think I might have been hallucinating a little bit, but after a while, after talking to therapy and stuff like that, I got through it. And remember, one of these nights, I just had to literally get out of that comfort zone of going to sleep. No naps during the day, no matter how tired I was. But I remember I was on that. I went to bed at like 10 o'clock. That was another thing, getting into a routine. 10 o'clock, and I cannot get out of bed until 6 in the morning. And that was the deal, from 10 to 6, and I had to lay there. Full moon, no blinds in the window. I was up all night. But the next day, when I went to sleep at 10, I had finally gotten to sleep. I finally got my pattern back, which was pretty amazing because that change in behavior changed a lot of things for me. Then I focused on other stuff like my eating, drinking, water. What am I going to do to stay hydrated? Exercise, those things I took care of myself. And then I went outside myself towards my occupation, my family, then my occupation, my personal finances, what I was actually doing with the money. All those things started to add up. And then when I got to that point, I realized that, okay, just taking care of my basic necessities is important, but there's got to be more to it. There's more to life than that. And by finding by getting into these routines or these disciplines, I was able to find my purpose. By working on me, I was able to find this opportunity to write a book, No Comfort Zone, The Reality Check. I was able to get into a position in my life where I was able to work with people to help them or their organization get out of adversity or get out of whatever, and teaching them processes and things like that would help them go from point A to point B. And now I'm doing it through this podcast and through one-on-one coaching. And it's working out pretty well. There's some people out there that have had some great experiences, but more importantly, they're finding happiness in their purpose. And what I want to convey to you is that you're going to have to find your purpose. And you find your purpose, you truly find your purpose by not getting so comfortable watching Netflix, by doing things differently, by getting quiet instead of having earbuds in your ear all the time, by getting rid of the screens, by putting your phone down and connecting with your kids and your wife, and walking through your place of employment and looking at all the appreciation and all the nice people that are there. Whether you think so or not, you have to find those things that are of value. You have to find positivity. You have to look for it. And when you start to look for it over and over again, it will show up. And then you start to create this dynamic, which I'll jump into something else. Visualization. You have to every day, every single day, I get two things. I go over my goals and I go to bed with my goals. Every single day. What I want you to do is the same thing, but I also want you to visualize that as you're living your dream life, as you're actually are doing it, parts of your day, certain parts of your day are going to be perfect. And you need to acknowledge that. And how do you know they're perfect? Because you wake up in the morning and you put intention in that space. I'm going to work out and I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a sales meeting and I'm going to do this. I'm going to be with the customer and I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend this time with my wife. And you visualize how that's going to go. And when it happens, you have to acknowledge it. Life becomes pretty cool because your life starts to happen by design. And a lot of people miss that. We're all so reactive all the time instead of being proactive, having intention, realizing, writing it down, saying it out loud, going through the motions until it happens. And when it does, you got to acknowledge it. I want to share something else with you. Recently, a guy by the name of Demetrius showed up in my life and just started talking. Just one thing led to another. And we went from, where he's at and what he's doing to where I'm at and what I'm doing. We had a great conversation. One of the things that we talked about are some of the books that he's reading and some of the books that I'm reading. And when we paralleled the same books, then we started to talk about, what exactly do you do? Guy's got he's an entrepreneur of 3 different businesses, I believe. And he's just going through life, dealt with some major adversity, and we had a chance to talk about, how did you get out of your adversity? What did you do? And we went over the AIDA, awareness, identify, decide, and take action. And he's like, absolutely, that's what I did. And when you look at where Demetrius was, living in this space that he was let's just put it this way, he knew he wanted to get out of that space. He wasn't very happy or very proud of what he was doing, and he knew there was much more out there. So what did he do? He decided to find a way to get educated. Got his associate's degree, got his bachelor's degree. And when he had his bachelor's degree, he started to recruit people to get their degree. And you had a great relationship with the university. And out of all the people that he was surrounded with, he ended up excelling in recruiting the most amount of people as a way to pay back for the education. And now he's got this company doing shipping. He's got another company and another company, and he's really involved in his business, and he's just looking for a little bit more out of life. So he talks to people. He has a purpose-driven life, if you want to look at it like that. He is looking to better himself, and also he wants to become financially independent. There's a financial goal he has, and he has purpose in what he's doing. And he's got 3 different things, and he said very candidly to me, and he's like, I'm looking for 7 streams of income. And we talked a little bit about that, but I want to tell you is that here's another person that on their own found their own no comfort zone blueprint, and they're living their own life. It's not my blueprint. I didn't create everyone's blueprint. I knew what worked for me. I had to solve my problems. Coming out of a coma, coming out of drug addiction, bankruptcy, homelessness, all that stuff happened, familyless, not being able to see your kids anymore, just ruined, completely ruined. But you know what? I had a fighting spirit and I wanted to get back. I just knew I could get back. But I just needed to really get rid of all the feelings and emotions, and I needed to put one foot in front of the other. No anger, no resentment, just take a step forward in the right direction. And it's amazing. Demetrius and I were talking that back then, I looked back and I was like, wow, all the dots made sense. All the adversity, all the trials, tribulations, all the obstacles, objections, all that stuff added up. And I looked back and I realized, you know what? This is what it was supposed to be. I learned the lessons and now I can move forward. But what's awesome now, I'm looking forward and I'm seeing all the dots line up. It has to do a lot with being proactive, having visualization. It has a lot to do with intention. It has a lot to do with saying these things out loud and what I command out of my life. What things I'm not going to settle any for, who I'm not going to be around anymore. Chaos and drama's gone. Just putting one foot in front of the other, now with urgency. And as Frank Lope says in his book, 7-Minute Setup, your goals, when you have your purpose, your goals, instead of pushing towards your goals will begin to pull you through. And it's a great book if you want to check it out. 7-Minute Setup, Frank Lopes. You can find him on Facebook and social media. He's all over the place. He's a marketing executive that was in the retail automotive business, and he coaches dealerships now. I only know him on social media, but I'm a big fan of Frank Lopes. So check out his book. But I want to tell you this, that you know what, no matter who you are, whether you're a Frank Lopes who's dealt with adversity and has gone to the next level and now is helping people with his book, or you're Demetrius who's looking to make it a killing in business and going about it the right way, who's constantly working on himself, whatever it is, both of these guys and people that I associate with aren't comfortable. They want to go to the next level. They're happy. Are they content? Yeah. Are they grateful? For sure. But they do want more because they know they have the potential to have more. And I'll just share this with you. If you're in that place right now and you're thinking, you know what, there's just more to life than what it is, you got to put bigger goals in place. And if you need help, really need help putting your goals together, I'm a guy you want to reach out to. Napoleon Hill's The 7 Effective Steps to Goal Setting. I could go over that with you, and it's something that's pretty amazing when you do it. Once you have this in place, once you start to know what your goals are and where your passions lie, where your purpose is, it's really easy to get pulled towards your goals. It's really easy to get past adversity because you know it's coming. But the beautiful part is you can learn about the adversity while you're going through it to help you get a bridge to the next stepping stone so that you can keep moving forward. As Rocky Balboa says in the movie Rocky Balboa, life's going to hit you hard. It's not about how hard you can get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. There's a lot in here today. If you're looking for any type of guidance, go to thenocomfortzone.com. But more importantly today, do yourself a favor. Today's the day. Get a little crazy, get a little nuts, get out of your comfort zone, and live on purpose.
say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.